Sorry, what the hell's going on? Why is there some string? They're trying to take Owly hostage or something. Okay, I've got to investigate this. Right, okay, I've got to investigate this. What's this all about? What's the... How did I not notice this earlier? This is some string. Oh, it's him, isn't it? If you're not familiar with my channel, I have a strange father. What the hell's going on here? What the... Okay, this is interesting, isn't it? There's a fish, what? Oi, Dad. Oi.
Yes.
What's this all about?
Ah, the string. You noticed that, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to string a few sentences together.
So all this is for that, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Idiot.
Oh, forget it then.
Alright, so we're going to do a general Q&A today. I just thought, why not? I've not done one of these for like 3 months, I'd say, quite a while. So yeah, I asked you on Twitter for questions and you came back with some pretty interesting replies, let's just say that. 3 of them are about having a fight with someone and 2 are about bong. You get the idea. First question, would you fight a dragon or a shark? You see, this is really backing up my points. You know, it really is. I mean, I'll say shark just because they're actually real. Dragons obviously aren't. I mean, maybe a huge shock to you, they're not actually real. However, if I did fight a shark, I probably wouldn't be able to make another video ever again. If Forest didn't exist, what football club would you support? Well, that is a very, very tough question, Jordan. I know people might not like this, but if I really had to pick a team, I probably would say Liverpool. Okay, and I think a lot of people might not like that, but when I was first getting into football properly, it was when Suarez was killing it for Liverpool, and Gerrard was one of my idols, I suppose, of football. I don't really have one player that stands out that made me really love football, but I think Suarez is probably up there if I have to choose one of them, and that's one of the reasons why I've always kind of liked Liverpool as well as Forest, so I probably would pick them. If you had to pick out of Lolly or Bong, who would you pick? I mean, good question. I think they're both true GOATs and just beautiful players in the footballing world, but I would say Gartang Bong, to be honest. Yeah, Gartang Bong. Hello? Oh. Right, so... Sorry, yeah. So GOAT means greatest player of all time, not... It doesn't at all mean the worst player of all time, does it? Because I was wondering for a second, why is Joe Lolly in there? I mean, I understood Bong. You see, my audience, they seem to think that Gartang Bong's actually a good player when he's not even played 2 full games of football for us. But, okay, on that note, I'll pick Joe Lolly because he's actually got ability. Another Bong question from Braden. Gartang the GOAT Bong or Lionel Messi? Well, can I really pull this joke off again, really? I don't know. I'd have to pick one certain Cameroonian. If you had to batter one career mode YouTuber, who and why? I think a lot of the people that I know on YouTube don't really like the Master Books for various different reasons. So I think if I was in that situation to pick any YouTuber to have a bit of a scrap with, I'd have to take one for the team and maybe pick Jay. Only on that note, I think I probably could take Maxwell, I reckon. If you're watching this, Maxwell, I don't. Please don't accept that. Don't accept that. Because I'm actually a wimp in reality, so, you know. How far are you willing to take our intro war that's going on right now? Well, just for context, Fletcher Jet, he also does career mode videos like I do. And we both do rather interesting intros, let's just say that. They're not what you call out of the ordinary. No, that they're not. To answer your question though, if it means me having to fly to Australia or the other side of the world just to do a skit about kangaroos, then I will. Alright, I will. And if you want to win this war, then you've got to do similar things like that. If you do, then that is true dedication, Fletcher. Alright. Do you think you can beat up Straught? Well, Straught just asked me a question about beating someone up, and now we have another one. Okay, right. Well, I'm sure you can tell I'm quite a, you don't mess with me character, obviously. I'm not at all a wimp. I don't at all get triggered when someone in the comments just calls me an idiot, or in live streams call me a non-PG friendly word. So, I reckon I reckon I could take him. Most depressing moment as a Forest fan before you were alive? Well, that's a very interesting question, really, isn't it? Because, like, I just have to go off what I know happened before I was alive. So I think I'd have to pick Man United beating us 8-1 at home. That would have to be up there. I think losing 8-1 at home to anyone is pretty depressing and humiliating. So probably that. Marcelo Bielsa or Pep Guardiola? I think when you consider that Bielsa has completely transformed that Leeds side, they've gone from, I mean, being stuck in the Championship, a bit like, obviously, Forest in ways, to, in their first season back in the Premier League for 16 years, looking already quite competent and can easily put up a challenge against any team. Let's just ignore the Crystal Palace and Leicester games, but that kind of goes against my point. But let's not forget, they drew with Man City at home. They nearly got something away at Liverpool, and they were really unlucky not to get anything from it. They beat an Aston Villa side 3-0 away from home, which is also an Aston Villa side that put 7 past Liverpool a few weeks prior. But when you think about Pep, he has won various different trophies at various different levels, more like the top level of wherever he's been. However, I think a lot of people criticise Pep for spending a ton of money, like at City, and it's not really paid off in terms of what they all want to win at Man City and the Champions League. They've not even come close. They've got to the quarterfinals and the round of 16. However, he did get 100 points. 100 points in the Premier League is a very rare occasion. And I think as well with Pep, the fact that when he joined City, he had a team that was nowhere near as good as the team that he has now, because he had Wilfried Bony as a striker. So come on, Wilfried Bony! Scores goals for Swansea! We go, He had Sanya and Gil Clichy, players like this, you know, and no offence to them players, but compared to what they have now, they have obviously Kyle Walker and Cancelo and Mendy as their their full-back options. And the fact that Bony was their backup striker, and now they've got Gabriel Jesus as their backup striker. I think Pep has to win this just based on the fact that he has won, you know, many different trophies wherever he's been. But Bielsa, I think at the same time, he is a very good manager. But again, he hasn't won anything with Leeds. Thoughts on Bellingham getting an England call-up? Well, I haven't really seen much of him, to be quite honest, but if he's getting his shirt number retired at Birmingham, then I think he's got to be a special player, one that will be remembered forever and ever in the history of Birmingham City. I apologise, that joke is really quite overused, so yeah, be more original, David. Now, the remaining questions are all from YouTube and Instagram. Only one of them is off Instagram. If you want to go and follow it, then you can. There's a link below. I very rarely post, ever, but if you want to follow it, please do. Bray has left a ridiculous amount of comments, so I'm going to try and power through this. Forest never beat Derby ever again, or you skip Watford in the same room as me with a knife. Well, we're getting threatened to actually kill someone here. This is really interesting, isn't it? For context, Bray does tend to get quite passionate about the fact that you should never skip Watford ever in FIFA. I think what I'd do in this situation is hastily organise a trampoline to be below the window, jump out the window, fall on the trampoline, and then run. Yeah. You hit 10k and start going insane, but within a week later, it has dropped down to 2k again. Stay as you are, or have that happen. I mean, I don't really like to focus on the numbers too much, but losing 8,000 subscribers in a week would be quite depressing, so probably stay as I am so I can earn it. Then randomly have 10,000 subscribers. Only play FIFA 20 for the rest of time, or only play PES for the rest of time. Well, I'll say FIFA 20, but I'd make it so I have the power to be able to edit it so much that it's actually FIFA 21. Okay, an actually normal question for once. Would you rather have kept Matty Cash and Ben Osborne, or Sombolonga and Antonio? Well, Antonio's been doing excellent for West Ham, even though he is very injury prone. Sombolonga was incredible for us, of course. He single-handedly kept us up. Matty Cash, we all love him. Ben Osborne was one of our favourite Forest players, I think, if I had to pick one. So I would say Cashy, because it's recency bias as well, but he just is a fantastic player. And Ben Osborne, I loved, so I think I'd pick those two. Are knees legs, elbows, or are elbows arms, knees? And if so, then are knuckles fingers, elbows, or fingers knees? I don't even know what that means, but I just thought I should read it out. And now for quite possibly the most random one of the lot. You are an assassin and you have the best shot in the world and 1 bullet. You are at the city ground to track down a Russian drug lord on the other side of the stadium. It is the last day at home to Derby in the 98th minute, and Derby have a penalty to draw 1-1, which would give Derby the championship title. But if he misses, Forest win the title. The loser will get the playoffs and the winner will win the league. Tom Lawrence steps up to take the penalty. Who you shoot him? Tom Lawrence. That's pretty straightforward. Forest to have never have got Clough, or Forest not to exist. Well, obviously, if we didn't have Brian Clough, then our history would be quite dramatically different. We would never have won the Champions League. Probably highly doubt we would have ever done so. Never won all the silverware that we did under Brian Clough, and obviously one of the best managers of all time. However, though, if Forest hadn't have existed, then that wouldn't have been possible in the first place, would it? And just in general, I would rather have Forest exist in some form than not have us exist at all. What will you do if you hit 10k? Support Derby or drink orange juice? What are all these questions about supporting Derby or doing something? You know I'm not going to pick Derby, so it's obviously orange juice. Who is my favourite music artist? Well, it would have to be one of Foles or Catfish and the Bottlemen. Particularly Foles, I've been listening to them for years. Yeah, I just love their music. There's not one bad song that they've made. If you've not listened to Foles, then you're seriously missing out, honestly. Same for Catfish. They're both pretty similar bands in ways. Again, I can't really remember a bad song that they've done. I think those two for sure are definitely up there for me. It's weird because obviously I don't talk about music on this channel because I'm a football channel, but I spend a lot of my time listening to music, so yeah, I'm pleased someone asked that. But there we go, lads. That is it for the latest general Q&A. I do these like every few months. It probably was like August, July when I last did one of these. And I wanted to do something different. I like to, switch it up a little bit occasionally. Let me know in the comments below if you want to do anything else like this going forward. And tomorrow, there is quite possibly one of the most ridiculous videos I've ever done. Probably one of the videos that's taken me the longest ever to put together. So please don't miss it. But yeah, lads, hope you've enjoyed. Please do like and subscribe to Rads if you have. And just to let you know as well, there will be a video on my second channel soon. Yeah. Rads v Shabs, it was a Forza series I did before I gained any form of audience on this channel. We're bringing it back, but on my second channel because it's not really needed on this one. But anyway, let's stop talking. I'll see you very soon, lads. I hope you enjoyed, and up the Reds.